Good morning, everybody. How are you? This is near a place where I live, and I wanted to show you before we start this video how serene and beautiful it is today, and also to communicate that this was the place back in 2019. I remember exactly when that was. Almost a month before the winter solstice of 2019, when I transmitted from here my last video and the code 144, and in that code, which now you can find in the offerings, it's the code 244. I was speaking and channeling, although 7 years ago, 7 chakras, I didn't know that I was channeling. I was describing what was about to come into the earth plane, and that certain people had to take codes in order to be able to transit these times that were ahead back then. I know many of you that you will listen to this video either now on Facebook or on my YouTube channel. You are now currently in a position where you are searching, and this video, by the way, has to do also with the upcoming full moon, the upcoming new moon in Capricorn, but with a very particular element within it. Venus, the sacred planet, which is the hierarchical ruler of Aquarius, will be, which is the hierarchical ruler of Capricorn, is moving into Aquarius tomorrow, 17th of January. And I wanted to take a moment, at least for me, it's so important that the celestial dance is so beautiful orchestrated, because tomorrow, when Venus enters Aquarius, it's the 17th, and 17 is the card, the star card in Tarot, which is Aquarius. So Venus is entering. So Venus is entering Aquarius in the sign of the star, and it's so important to have this harmonization. And this video is about two things. First has to do with relationship, and the other thing has to do with this new moon. I'm not going to talk about Capricorn. I'm going to talk about the celestial harmonization of Venus with Vesta and Pluto in Aquarius, because these are the flames. And Venus, many believe that it is the big ray. It's not. Venus is the ruler of the fifth ray, and the fifth ray is, the color is green. And Vesta, which is the flame of keeping a house and also your body warm, the color is pink, deep pink, almost magenta. And then we have Pluto, which is the original red. But we are moving out of the red color of Pluto, because Pluto is entering Aquarius, has entered Aquarius. So this combination for this new moon has to do with embodying these three flames. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that all around the world they will embody that. No. This takes work, and this is the second thing that I want to talk about, is about relationships. And now that we are permanently in the new era, and we have, some of us, I said in my morning post that it's around 8 to 9% around the globe that we enter, that we have grounded, not enter, grounded into the new era. It has to do with the forming of the new root chakra, because you are not grounded unless you have your own root chakra. Now the thing is that most of the population is grounded through the celestial, the root chakra that connects them with their country of origin. For example, someone is from England, from the United States, like me, I was born in Greece. So there is the root chakra. This is Pluto. This is the unconscious birth. And the unconscious birth, it's the birth that you came into this life to work for raising your spine, which is 33, the code you can find in the offerings, to stand up, clear your spine, and then come as the second coming, which is your second birth, which is your conscious breath. In order to do that, you have to have mastered Pluto. That's basic. Now, Pluto has a very significant part in relationships, because it's the collective unconscious, and through Pluto, which is the root chakra, we are shaping, according to the old era, relationships. This is all part of the code that I'm transmitting, called 13. You can find also that in the offerings. So, whether you realize it or not, whether you accept it or not, I know that many of you that you are in the so-called spiritual community, you will say, oh, I have done that, I am done with that. No, you haven't. Believe me, you haven't, because you haven't shaped the new root chakra. And I'm saying that because the new root chakra has just been shaped with the gajimi of Mars, Venus, and the Sun almost 10 days ago in the underworld. That was the cycle. Side note here, the new form of astrology is about using the cycles as a tool to know when we plant our seeds. You cannot plant a seed next July. No. Either you have done it in the previous cycle, that's why my post always inform you about that, or you will do that within the next 19 months. You lost the cycle, that's it. That's why astrology is here, and it is a useful tool, especially esoteric astrology after 2025, not the Western astrology, because the Western astrology is all about your moon sign, and the moon sign is and the old superficial body of consciousness that was planted there after the fall of Atlantis. So, the new relationships now, which is the main theme of this post, the new relationships are based on the heart frequency. The heart frequency is the frequency of the ray that you have in your own blueprint of rays. That means your color rays. This is unique for each and every one of you. That's why you have to have your rays. your race blueprint, also in the offerings. This blueprint is guiding you to your own soul tribe, and you are grounding through your soul tribe, through your soul cluster, in the new era, of course, okay, the era of Aquarius, because the old era was about the karmic lessons. But as you all might know, Neptune and Saturn are now exiting almost. We have some days almost exiting Pisces, so the old era has officially ended. Everything that you see outside is old. Every relationship, even the ones you have with your partners, your family, your kids, everything. In order to transition into the new era, you have to undergo, that's for the whole of humanity, it's not for me and you. The first cycle will be the next 22 years with Pluto in Aquarius. And then again through the signs. You have to understand that you have to know your frequency. Now, the frequency is not that I am vibrating in love. No, there is no such thing. Frequency is a specific tone that your specific electromagnetic field transmit, and this comes out of your inner purification of your bodies, one by one. And once you know, for example, I will give you an example, what instrument you are. You are a piano, you are a guitar, and you are solfeggio, and you are what you are. What is your frequency? The frequency is your currency. And through that, you shape relationships. This is the seventh ray of ceremonial order. And this is the Aquarian age. The opposite sign, which is Leo, needs you to have grounded in the heart, to have worked with your heart chakra. That's why Venus, the green ray, you have to clean your heart chakra from grief, pain, betrayal, and all these things. These are, by the way, the poisons of Scorpio that humanity will clean within the next 22 years with Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio, in Aquarius, so that humanity can liberate the heart chakra and ground into the heart chakra and then transmit love. Right now, humanity is transmitting fear. These are facts. You can ignore it. You can say, I'm saying whatever. It's okay. Everything is wonderful as it is. That's why self-knowledge, I am born in the country of Greece, which is the timeline of wisdom. I was an oracle in Delphi in previous lifetimes, in almost every temple in Greece. I was a priestess in Atlantis, and many more that it's not to be shared publicly. But I'm here because part of who I am is transmitting these ways and truth through certain tools that I have already embodied and practiced. So, I know that many women, not divine feminines, divine feminine is something else, it's a frequency, are caught up in a narrative of using terms that have to do with relationships, and they are stuck in the labels. This is a very misleading, I was searching for the right word, a very misleading path. Using labels, and I will give you an example, using labels won't take you to where you want to go. And I will give you an example. You are driving with your GPS in the highway, okay, and you see a label saying turn right or turn left or go straight, and these are the old labels. This is the old road, and so you will go out of your way because the new road has not been shaped yet, because the new road is not collective, it's individual. Aquarius is the first sign that we have an individual person, and so you have to find your own path. If you follow the old labels, you will, in the best case scenario, delay your progress. In the worst scenario, you will lose your way and maybe the incarnation in totality. You have to be very, very aware, and that includes you to study and to use your discernment. South Node in Virgo, the High Priestess, the sign of the High Priestess, has taught you how to have discernment of who to listen, what to listen, and most of all, you have to try and walk your talk, piece by piece. Embodiment of the new templates, among them relationship template, is not about liking on Facebook. It's not about sharing posts. It's about you doing the work and knowing what you are talking about. So this new moon that is coming on the 18th, it's very important, because on one hand we have Capricorn, which is the stabilizing factor in this new moon, but we have 3 planets in Aquarius which are pointing to the new era, and we have Jupiter in Cancer opposing the planets in Capricorn, and Jupiter in Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter is the teacher. It's the teacher and the sacred planet of the second ray. But in Cancer is in a sign ruled by Neptune. And that means that's why I talked about the Atlantis timeline. Right now, everything about Atlantis is coming to the surface for the collective, especially in the United States. That's why I wrote that they had the last chance to take codes. After that, they have lost the cycle, okay, the cycle. I want to be clear about that. And so, by Jupiter being in Cancer, opposing the planets in Capricorn, indicate that if they are still buying into illusions, which the majority does, then the cycle is gone. It's gone. And so they have to repeat the lesson again and again and again. You see, from the point of your soul, there is no time. The soul doesn't care if you take 3, 4, 5, 6 incarnations. The soul doesn't care about that. The human, maybe you want to say peace in the world, but you don't have peace in your own home. Okay, you don't have peace within your body. Half of the disease that you are carrying are based in inner conflict. That was the main issue after the fall of Atlantis. And I'm just giving you hints, because I'm not gonna do teaching through videos, but because all these videos are meant to guide you to take full responsibility about not awakening. There isn't about awakening anymore. That's over, that's done. It's about embodying, because unless you have a stable root chakra, you are not stable in your abundance, you are not stable in your relationship, you are not stable in anything. You are driven out of fear and control. And this is what the majority of humanity will see in the immediate 2 to 3 years. So, this video will be available also in my channel. You can check my offerings, both in the YouTube channel and on Facebook. A side note, I am not responding anymore to any messages on Messenger, because unfortunately there are people who probably don't know how to interact, because I give my responses and they don't respond back. This is not polite. But anyway, you are what you are. It's not about me. So the new way of contacting me is by scheduling a 15 minutes free of charge little conference, let's say, so that I can see if I can work with you, and of course you can see if you can trust me. If you don't come to our meeting, then I will immediately, and I'm sorry for that, delete you, not from my, I will block you, not delete you, because I am not here to interact with people who don't have manners. Okay, you can choose whatever you want to do with your life. I'm not imposing any information, I'm not imposing any videos, but I have the right to choose with whom I will interact. So please, no more questions on Messenger. If you want, schedule a formal meeting. It's free. You don't have to spend your precious money unless you are sure that I am your person. Have a beautiful weekend. Happy new moon in Capricorn, and let's all welcome Venus in Aquarius. Bye for now.